Hi everyone, it's Tuesday the 5th of May and most of you would already have heard that we are commencing a staggered return back to school from the start of next week. So first of all, I think it's congratulations again to everybody to get us to a position where it's possible, and obviously we hope that the current low rate of spread of the virus continues, which enables us to continue relaxing some of those restrictions. Just a reminder though, those restrictions, in listening to the news, there are still people who are not following those guidelines, that when we start relaxing, a lot of people turn up to the same place to go for work or turn up to the same place to go for a picnic. If you turn up and there's heaps of people there, you know, find another place, move a bit further away, because the continued relaxing of these restrictions really depends on how we continue to follow the guidelines to keep everybody safe and minimise that spread. So it's really on us. It's not the government. We can't blame other people for it. We know what we need to do to continue to have some relaxation of those guidelines, and really it's up to all of us to make sure that we do that. The other thing, obviously, in today's update is to confirm what you may have heard, and that is that the preps and year ones will all be coming back to school from the start of next week, and from the 25th of May we will have the rest of the school returning. I'll give you more details about that as we move forward. There are already questions people are bringing up and asking. So, for example, if I have a child in year one, does that mean the other children in years 3 and 5 could come as well? Well, at this stage, the answer is no. We do need to do this staggered return to make sure that all of the things we put in place maximise safety in the school for us to have the other students gradually return. So, look, it's just like the Anzac weekend in terms of nationally, when people were saying, okay, let's see how everyone does over this weekend to see if we can relax things further. The same thing is happening here. We need to make sure that when we get the preps and ones back, that we have organised them, we've got them safe, and then we expand from there to prepare the rest of the school for that return. So at this stage, prep and year ones only from the start of next week. The rest of you will continue with the home learning packs, which you've already got now. I'm pretty sure everybody's got those. And it's also, those packs are on the website as well. So in terms of where we're at as a school, I think, you know, really good for you to know that I know last term I talked about the 3 stages that we had planned for, and pretty much so far things are going along pretty much parallel to the plan that we developed. So, you know, we're moving forward with quite a bit of confidence. I think the big issue really is where to from here. And I hear a lot, and I'm a bit disappointed in some of the leadership around the place which is seeking to divide people, schools and families. It seems to be coming more at a federal level, and I'm more than happy with the way Queensland and the Premier has managed the COVID-19 crisis here in Queensland. I guess my concern at the moment is for our parents and community that we have really worked well together. You know, I've seen some really good relationships, develop further in this period of time. And it's true that people feel like we're in this together and they're helping each other. My concern is when we start emerging from something like this, we end up with the politics of division, and also people wanting lots of things all at once, and it raises tension, increases conflict, and we don't end up being, like I said on Friday, better together. So yes, we are in this together, but look, I really want you to think hard about how we come out of it together and stay together to build the future for our kids together. So I know I spoke previously about the 5 pillars, and I want to go back to some of that today because I think it's an important time to talk about that. So I talked about trust, and that was about honesty in our communication. And I feel, I guess, from my perspective, that parents and the school have had some good, honest conversations and been prepared to have some talks about your circumstances, ours, and how we might manage that in terms of your work, your home, your kids, and those sorts of things. So I feel that we've built a greater sense of trust across our community, which leads to the second pillar, which was hope. Because if we can trust each other, then there is hope for the future because we're not alone, and we know that if we work together that we can make it out of this and we'll be better on the other side. So look, I think those two are covered pretty well. The one that I've asked you a lot to do is gratitude, and now is a good time for that too, because we need to be thankful that we've got to a position where we can actually start looking at relaxing restrictions. That's something enormously important and something we should be very, very thankful and grateful for, that we are in this position in our communities compared to some other parts of the world. So, be grateful for our circumstances given some of the difficulties I know in people's personal lives and families and work and those sorts of things. But there's a lot to be grateful for in terms of where we are right now. So that's one. I think the thing that I want you to focus on for the next little bit of time is empathy, which is number 4, and mindfulness, which is number 5. Empathy, because this transition from home learning back to school is another emotional time for the kids and for you, obviously, as parents. And at this time, we tend to be pretty full up to here because we're trying to make decisions about what's happening next, about how the kids are coping going back to school, what the school is thinking. Some of you I know are worried about, oh, my child didn't get all of the homeworking done. God, what's the teacher going to say? Look, it's fine. What you got done is what you got done. You're not a teacher, you are a parent. So, your job is to look after your child and look after emotional well-being, make sure they're fed well, and take care of all of that. And the only thing I really ask from parents in regards to home learning is that you sit down with them, you have a go, and that the kids understand that you think education is important and valuable. That message alone is a lot on which we can build some of their future learning. So don't worry if you've done a little bit, a lot, or not much. The important thing for me is that you've been in contact with the school, you're going to be involved when they come back to school, and that for me is really important. The other thing in terms of empathy for me is talk to your children about their feeling. Remember I said, if someone's looking happy, don't just look for when there's a problem or when someone's upset and say, hey, you look upset, what's wrong? Say, look at the times when they're happy, say, hey, you look really happy today, or you're really smiling. Yeah, what are you thinking about? Like, what made you so happy, or what made you smile? So talking about feelings, so that feelings are not something that we just talk about when things aren't good, or if it's a bad thing, that we talk about our feelings when we're feeling good, and so we can understand what it is that you like or what makes you happy, because that's the sort of things that we need to find out about to help you have a more successful and happy future. So we can think about what are the sort of things we need to bring into the home life, into their school learning, which is going to make a child feel happy and safe. So very important to have those conversations around feelings. And mindfulness. The thing is that now that we are coming out of the COVID-19 restrictions and lockdowns, all of a sudden, we rush forward. We try and say, okay, we need to, now we're sort of starting again, we're going to get this done and get this done and get this done. You just need to chill, people. We need to relax. We need to take some time out every now and then and just say, okay, right, okay, this is what we've done. This is what we're going to do. how are we feeling right now? What's worrying you about what's coming next? What can we do to make that easier? So as part of that process, I have worked with the staff here to design a parent report, parent carer report. That's not a report about you, that's a report really about us and your kids that you do, because we need to value the time that you've had and what you've learned through this home learning to help us to prepare better for when the students return. So in the report from parents, I'm asking you for feedback, one, on how you think we've done as a school in supporting you or providing you with information and helping you along that journey, but also what have you discovered about your kids? Like, what do they like to learn about? What are they interested in? You know, what are the things that they got sent home that sort of engaged them and, you know, sort of clicked for them? So that our teachers have a richer profile of your children so that we can personalise the learning for them more and build on that foundation as we move forward. So, yeah, I know there's a lot I've spoken about today, but my main thing is, look, can we talk about feelings, both happy, sad, worried, concerned, and the other part of that is for you to give us some feedback when you get the opportunity to do that, which will be in the next few weeks. So there'll be a lot more information coming during the week, obviously, but again, I thank you for the way in which you've worked with this over the last, you know, probably 5 to 7 weeks with the home learning program. So I'll be back tomorrow with another update.